without any further delay, I turn it over to the Honorable David Piccini.
Thank you, and if it's all right, I'll take a step away and take off the mask. But thanks very much. Thank you very much, Arthur, for having me here today, and for all of the work you and the township staff are doing. Excited to be here, and I know I think one of the important things to do as a member of provincial parliament is to really help communicate what these announcements are and your tax dollars at work for our community. So again, thank you, all of you, for the work that you've done. I've enjoyed working with all of you, Mayor Kane, Deputy Mayor Jibb, Councillor Williamson. I mean, you've done such a phenomenal job for our community, and I've enjoyed working with all of you. And just to come full circle, I've often said that good public policy should have its origins in the community and in ideas from the community. And I recall a recent meeting that we had with community members, who are interested in water in the community, and of course the township's working hard to address that with subcommittees, engaging community members, and a real testament and kudos to you for the approach you take when constituents approach you with concerns. You embrace it, you wrap your arms around it, and I salute you for that effort. Part of the government's commitment in a post-COVID era is to support with modernizing service delivery. I said when I became Environment Minister, and we spoke about how we can now make a booking on the campsites on our mobile phones. That's not a win. That's an expectation in the 21st century. And so as we improve the services, the delivery of services, the user experience for the people we serve, it's important to make those investments. So the Government of Ontario is working hard to identify critical programs and services, identifying and implementing best practices at a local level. And that's where you come in, really working hard at that local level. Those decisions aren't best made out of Toronto, it's best made right here in Hamilton Township. And so as a part of that, the government's investing $24 million in over 224 small and rural communities across the province of Ontario. And I'm pleased to say, as a part of the just under $500,000 local investment in Northumberland County, Hamilton Township will be receiving just under half of that, $225,000 in modernization funding to support water supply, distribution system delivery review, a complete independent review, which again, tying it back to those local constituents is so critical. And again, thank you for working hard to do that. And records and information digital management. As we become AODA compliant, as we work hard to ensure that the citizens we serve can access records, information in a timely manner, but more importantly, when we're serving those people, that we're able to use the latest technology and software to better deliver those services for the people. So that's announcement number one. Announcement number two, the big one, is on broadband. When I got elected, up and down rural roads, it was one of the number one issues I heard and continue to hear as I door knock throughout my past 3 years. And I'm really proud to be part of a government that's made the largest investment in broadband, over $4 billion in Canadian history. So it didn't, as we might think, come out of Ottawa. The largest investment in broadband came out of Toronto at a provincial level. And it's so critical as we connect to our loved ones, as we work, study at home, juggle the kids, learning online and or doing work at home. Now, we're past that. We're gonna have kids in schools, of course, in September. And but I think the pandemic's really shown that being connected is no longer it's no longer a nicety, it's a necessity. We have a moral and economic obligation to connect the people that we represent in rural Ontario. So I'm really proud to say that the Government of Ontario, just under the recent Improving Connectivity for Ontarians, or ICON program, invested over $14 million in 13 projects. And we, right here in Hamilton Township, are receiving a $1.9 million investment that's going to connect over 2,800 households, 2,800 plus households as a part of that broad project. It's going to be huge for our community, huge for connecting people. Hamilton's growing, our Northumberland County's growing, but we can't do it without the backbone. So the province has a moral, ethical, economic imperative to connect people, and we continue to work with the federal government on this, but this is an important provincial investment, and I look forward to the feds expanding providers and working on the affordability piece. But that foundation and that backbone, Premier Ford's been unapologetic in laying that fiber and connecting Ontarians. So I'm really proud, and that's a testament to all of you. You've spoken up on the need, the residents, and it's your tax dollars at work for you. So really excited, and congratulations to all of you. I know it's a rainy day, and especially the team here. Thank you for all you've done through the pandemic and in supporting the elected members. Arthur, greatly appreciate you having me here. Mayor Kane, thank you for your advocacy and for having me today. Thank you.
Mayor Kane, make a few remarks as well if I can. Thank you for those.
Thanks, Arthur. I'll take this off as well if that's all right with everybody. I'd like to extend my own welcome to the visitors that we have here today. I'd like to thank Larry and Scott for the moral support. And this is the first opportunity that I've had publicly, David, to congratulate you on your recent advancement. Well earned, absolutely deserved. Those of us that had the opportunity to work with you for the last numbers of years, not surprised. You know, it's something that you could just see coming. And I congratulate you sincerely. They didn't start you off with an easy one either, did they?
No, they didn't.
They gave you the environment. Wow. They could have maybe worked you up to that. But anyway, congratulations for that. The kind of things that you do result in exactly why we're here today. Not to put pressure on you, but this is the kind of thing we're beginning to expect from you. I think as a politician, the ultimate thing you want to do is make some kind of a change that's positive in people's lives, that affects their day-to-day living. And that's exactly what these announcements have done for us today. It's going to affect many, many people. We hear on a regular basis the difficulties that not being connected have caused, particularly during these COVID times. And this is going to make a really, really definite change in people's lives. So I got that. Give you a good feeling when you get through the end of the day knowing you've been able to accomplish that. So I want to thank you again very much for what you're doing for our riding. Thanks.
Yeah, just look over here and I don't know, pretend you're smiling or whatever.
Say cheese.
It's a big investment. It sure should be smiling.
Pretend like I'm actually funny.
Can we give it a thumbs up or something?
Yeah,
Show our reaction.
Yeah, thumbs up.
There you go. Does that work?